What's up, you guys? Steven Muehlhausen of DAZN, the host of this awesome podcast, The Walkway to Fight Club. I'm your party host for right now, and man, I'm still tired from a very busy weekend. We had an unbelievable weekend of boxing. We had an unbelievable weekend of MMA, capped off by a wonderful weekend in the world of professional wrestling. But with pro wrestling, the biggest event in the summer was capped off by what was arguably the biggest moment of the year. Roman Reigns did return last night at the conclusion of the main event of SummerSlam. After the Fiend Bray Wyatt had won the Universal title, came in, speared the bejesus out of Bray Wyatt, beat the living hell out of Braun Strowman, some spears, some chair shots, and then insanity still ensued when he came in and he speared Bray Wyatt one more time and let the wrestling world know it's his yard. He's here. He's back. He's going nowhere. Even with those goofy looking teeth that I'm still very confused on. Either he was wearing a mouth guard or he needed I was looking at something, I greatly apologize. Or he was really got his teeth whitened and he did a very horrible job. But before we get into all that with the return of Roman Reigns, thank you to everyone that has watched the video, watched all the SummerSlam videos over and the stuff over the weekend. So if you're watching live on YouTube, so if you're just watching live because we're live on YouTube, subscribe to the channel and also like the video. This will only be video only. There'll be no audio. It will just be posted, it'll be going all over the place, just so everyone does know and we are clear on how it will go for today. But like I said before, the conclusion of the biggest show of the summer ended with Roman Reigns returning, letting everyone know he is back, bigger, tanner. Tan. I don't know if he spent too much time in the Florida sun or got a horrible fake and bake. As I know about fake and bakes. My wife used to get those all the time, and holy but Jesus, those things were terrible. But man, that return, and that was a cool thing I loved about this return was the matter of the fact that no one saw it coming. I got asked during the pre-show, hey, who's any big anyone coming back? Any big surprises? Like they brought up Brock, they brought up Edge. And I'm like, no, I hadn't heard anything. I know Brock's going to be back soon. That was about as much as I knew. And I'm like, didn't even think Roman Reigns. I haven't, like I said on last night's podcast, I haven't asked about Roman Reigns in probably 6 weeks. So I couldn't even tell you what's going on right now with Roman Reigns. So didn't even think of it. Then they aired like a little bump. I forget what he was doing. It was something with kids. It was a pretty cool video. Still didn't even... Because I kept hearing he wasn't going to come back until around January, the last time I asked. And that was 6+ weeks ago. So I'm like, okay, I'm not even thinking about it. So what did we end up getting? A bunch of spears, some chair shots, the holding of the Universal title, telling Braun Strowman, you ain't, paraphrasing, you ain't shit when I'm here. And the Bray Wyatt says, you're not good enough to be holding this championship. Making it abundantly clear. It's his yard. He's back. He's bigger, badder, stronger than ever. But it was hard to gauge fan reaction because of the Thunderdome. And this Thunderdome thing has gotten, it's got its good points, and I think it's got its bad points. I think for a return like this, I think it was ruined. Just because you're not getting that natural fan reaction. You're getting some there, like you can hear the clapping. It's like, okay, cool. But when you're telling fans, hey, you telling people that are watching, hey, I'm going to tell you when to cheer. I'm going to tell you when to clap. Well, that ain't fun. Who wants to be told to cheer? Who wants to be told, hey, boo here? And I seen this big thing on Twitter today with the guy who used to be on WWE Backstage and from the Pro Wrestling Sheet, Ryan Satin and Baron Corbin, and then some other people were chiming in, and it's, it's like what? Like criticizing the fans just because it's not coming off as organic. When you're a fan, there's only 3 ways you can go as a fan. Actually, you can do 4 things: boo, cheer, sit on your hands, or get the hell out of there. Sometimes fans get the hell out of there. So it's like, I don't want to hear and that's the depressing part about this entire thing. And that kind of ruins, I think, return experiences. I'm glad to see Roman Reigns back. Don't get me wrong. But I wish we would have gotten to see that big fan reaction, whether it was screaming cheers or screaming boos or screaming somewhere in between. The LED boards and the Thunderdome thing. Okay. Sure. But I wanted to see something else. I wanted to see something a little bit different. But who am I to say? I'm only a journalist. Apparently, I'm not allowed to have an opinion. Apparently, we're supposed to not let. We're not allowed to have those opinions, which I don't understand and doesn't make a lot of sense. But what in the blue moon do I know? I'm just a reporter. And it had me thinking, like, okay, what happens now? Roman Reigns is back. What do we do? What do you do now with Roman Reigns? He's here. He's back. I think the obvious thing, and I said this last night, and I think they're going to go this way for Payback because unfortunately, you have a pay-per-view in 6 days, which is mind-numbing and stupid, beyond stupid in its own right. You're going to go a 3-way. You can go Strowman, you go Wyatt defending against Strowman and Reigns, Wyatt pins Strowman, and this is, why are you making a 4-way? Add somebody in there to take the fall. Because I imagine when you give, Reigns is going to win the title. It's just a matter of when, and not if. Because the plan into WrestleMania was Reigns and Goldberg. Reigns was going to win the Universal title. That was the whole point of bringing in Bill Goldberg. Nothing more, nothing less. And play off the whole Georgia versus Georgia Tech thing. But now it's like, that wasn't the plan, but you could still get Wyatt in there, and this helps out Bray. Bray gets a little bit more shine, and Bray looked great last night. I think he did. I know people kind of crack-packing the ship-handing the match, but man, that match was pretty good, I thought. For what it wasn't going to be Flair, Steamboat, and all their classics. Let's just be realistic and let's be honest about the situation. But for what it was just fine. I think people need to stop and smell the tea leaves on that nonsense. But I said you're going to do you should do a 3-way next month. You don't get a lot of time even to prepare for a 3-way. That's kind of why I'm not even. Maybe you don't put Roman in the match, but then you just don't want him to come out again and spearing, and I think that makes both guys look incompetent and stupid. So I say you do a 3-way. Roman doesn't take the fall, and then you got 4 weeks to a pay-per-view. You got the beginning of October. You got Hell in a Cell, and then you got Survivor Series. I think Reigns should get the belt at Survivor Series. I think you go from there. Daryl suggested you can maybe string it out to Royal Rumble. Maybe you can get the WrestleMania. Maybe you can play it like he faces Bray Wyatt and not the Fiend. And you kind of do like how they did part of the Strowman program, which now it all makes sense of why they strung it out as long as they did. But how you book him, that's how you book him. In terms of matches, maybe, and I know people are going to crap on this too, but maybe you give Bill Goldberg the title again. Maybe if you really want to do that match, you do that. Get the finish that you're looking for. Because I think fans would be more receptive to it now than when they were a few months ago. Fans were pissed then. I think fans will be more pissed now. You want Roman Reigns to get cheered? There you go. Maybe you go there on. I don't think that's really the worst suggestion nor the worst idea. Another route you can go, and this is what they need to do. And people have been saying last night, oh, he's a heel. No, it's not a heel. Strowman's a heel. He needs to be the Samoan ass kicker, the Samoan ass kicking machine. Unleash the big dog. It's time for WWE to stop handcuffing Roman Reigns. Stop putting the kitty gloves on him. Let him be the big dog. Let him run and own the damn yard. Fans will get behind that. That has proven to work. It only created the biggest star in the history of the business, in Stone Cold Steve Austin. People got behind it. People are talking about he's been pushed on our throats. It's been predictable. It's not wrong. That's happened. I remember when he became a singles. And I remember I was on a different podcasting network. And I kept pounding it. This is the guy. He is the guy. He checks every box. He's got that it factor. There was something about him that resonated with me. He checks all those boxes. He's got the look. He's got the charm. He's got everything mixed, the total package together. And then they just really screwed it up. And they did what WWE does. They shove him down everybody's throat, pisses off all the fans, and the fans got resentful. Vince McMahon went away from his playbook of how to create a megastar. Instead of doing what he did with The Rock, doing what he did with Steve Austin, he went to what he did with John Cena. I would have made him into an ass kicker. Make him what he is. He's a fantastic athlete. He knows how to talk. He can be the heel. He could be that Steve Austin tweener. He could be the guy. He should be. There is no reason Roman Reigns, Joe Anoa'i should not be the guy. That's the guy. I know people are going to shit on this. They're going to hate it. But you got to let him unleash. You got to let him wreck shop over everybody. Baby faces, heels, tweeners, everybody in between, out and blue, under the sun. I don't care if it's Seth Rollins, The Fiend, Matt Riddle, AJ Styles, Drew McIntyre, whether it's Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, let him run through everybody. Every time he walks out, he should be the coolest dude in the room. He should be the reason I want to watch. I want to watch SmackDown now. I used to view SmackDown as a chore. Now on Friday night, I want to watch. I hope he's on Raw tonight and starts spearing everybody. I like how he was jaw-jacking Randy Orton on Instagram. That's what he needs. Let him be him. You let Roman Reigns be Roman Reigns, he will give the WWE everything they're looking for in a top guy and then some. And the ratings will go up. But you have to let him be him. None of this corny 1994, 95, 96 hogwash nonsense of what you've been feeding him. That's not going to work. The quicker this company understands that, the quicker Roman Reigns will be the guy. He will be your guy for the next 5 to 10 years. Still a young guy, still got a great look. That's not going to change. But if they don't do that, all the fans are going to get is one great night. Because for one night, Roman Reigns is back and has the fans on his side. Even the hardcore fans that spit him out, that they spit him up and they chew him out. And I get it. It's not been my cup of tea either, the way he's been utilized. But now this is the reset button. WWE could do some great things here with Roman Reigns, but let him be him. He's got to run over. He's got to steamroll people. He's got to win. He's got to be how he was last night. You go with that, now you're off to the races. And this can be some fun. And in effect, he's great in the ring. He doesn't get enough credit for how great he is inside that squared circle. Fantastic, I think. He knows how to adapt to everybody else. That's what a top guy does. He's great in the ring, and he's good enough to adapt to everybody. Point blank, simple. And that's how you do it. That's how if you let him do that, good Lord. The wrestling fans can have some fun. The SmackDown ratings are going to go up. The fans are going to be happy. Maybe they won't be happy when he wins the Universal title. I don't know. I think it all depends how you book him, but you got to book him strong. You got to let him be the Samoan bulldozer badass. You get that? I'm telling you right now, everybody. We are going to be in for one hell of a journey. And we can get the Roman Reigns we should have gotten in 2014, and then until he left to take care of his family due to COVID-19. And on that note, we will end with that. You can find me on Twitter right there, Muehlhausen JR. You can find the podcast, it's Twitter page at Walkway Fight. We also have a Facebook page. Just go to Facebook. Just type in the Walkway to Fight Club. Bing, bing, boom. You're right there. This will not be on audio, but we do have last night's SummerSlam post show. That's on all your favorite podcasting platforms, whether it's iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, whatever kind of podcast platform you listen to. We get a lot on Overcast, so that's also greatly appreciated. And you can find us on YouTube. You can find this on YouTube. It's just the Walkway to Fight Club. Bang, subscribe, like the video, and more importantly, please subscribe to the page. It helps move up in the Google rankings, and I can continue to pump out awesome videos like this. We got great content coming up, so please subscribe to the video. Subscribe to the channel. I don't know why I go too fast sometimes, but subscribe to the video, like the video. Please give it a thumbs up, and then we can move up in the Google rankings, and nothing will have to be paid. Everything can be free. And I want everything to be free for you guys. But nothing else the rest of the day. Is no Raw recap tonight. Need a night off. So I'm going to take that night off. Tomorrow, we're going to be recording something pretty awesome, which will be out on Wednesday. This is Steven Muehlhausen, and I'll talk to you guys later.